reasons for concern going forward.
All right, I'll stick with the theme of three. One is the news was kind of just dropped and pushed under the rug, but Alex Mack might retire. That's a big deal. To lose your center with a rookie quarterback, well, second year quarterback,
Right.
I think that would be huge, especially in this offense because the center does so much. This goes back to the offseason where I really thought that they should have let Trent Williams go and brought in Lindsley, who, by the way, had another fantastic year and is very young compared to Trent Williams.
Yep.
And they should have plugged and played the left tackle position a little bit more, but they didn't do that. And they have some pressing needs in the second round, third round. If you add center onto that, I mean, that's a huge reason of concern. And that's crazy to say that because Mack early in the season was not playing well. We all talked about it. We all saw it, but he's playing really, really good football right now. In fact, he's headed to the Pro Bowl. So yeah, I think that's going to be a huge loss if he retires. The second one is Shanahan. We talked about it. I mean, can we really trust this guy right now in big games? I know that they're going to win a lot of games with Shanahan. And I know that Shanahan is a hell of a play designer and can be a hell of a play caller. But there are times where I do question some of the play calls. And there are times where I think he gets in his own way. Sean McVay was pressing real tough in that game.
No doubt.
And it was Shanahan that folded when it got the toughest. So to me, I'm concerned about that long term. Are they ever going to be able to win a Super Bowl? If he can't figure those moments out, it's just not ever going to happen. No. And then number 3 would be the unknown. We talked about it in the past, but you just don't know what's going to happen. Do we think at any point there was going to be a mass exodus of talented players in the Harbaugh era? Hell no. Did we know that COVID would be a thing in 2020? Absolutely not. Did Miami Dolphin fans, after making the Super Bowl in Marino's second year, think they would never be back? No. You just don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the injuries are going to look like. We don't know who's going to get free. We don't know who may retire on a whim. None of that is known. So when you have a chance like they had this year to not punch their ticket to the Super Bowl, especially when the Chiefs had just gotten beat, man, this one might stick in our craw for a long time. Who knows what's going to happen?
I don't see Trey Lance as a concern. I think some people might see him as a concern because he hasn't played much in the last couple of years. But to me, he's replacing a liability, an arsonist, a net negative. Maybe that's too harsh, but that's the way I see it. He's replacing a liability. I don't think he'll be a liability. Will he be a top 10 quarterback? I don't know, but he won't be a liability, and he'll have the best supporting cast. So that'll be, to me, that's the reason for optimism. For me, reason for concern, there's 2 things. That they're going to revert and start being injured again. I don't know where all this health came from this year. Maybe they got it figured out. That's 1. And then 2 is Kyle. And it's not that he's a bad coach. It's that no matter how well he's doing, how good the Niners are, how well Debo's playing, how healthy they are, that with a 10-point lead at the end of this season, he could blow it. And he could, and it won't even be because of, execution, or it'll be because of his decisions. That's the concern. He'll take you all the way to the finish line and then trip and be like, oh, my ankle's broken. I can't make it across the finish line. It's 2 feet in front of you. I'm sorry. I took us as far as I can. That's the concern. It's not that they're going to go 4-12, 4-13 next year. It's that no matter how dialed in they are and he seems, when will he turn into Cinderella at midnight, basically?
I think that's a good point. And that's just it. You don't know. And people are like, well, he had Jimmy and that's why. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he did it with Ryan, and I get Jimmy was there, but this was a completely different roster in 2021 than it was 2019.
And it wasn't Jimmy's fault that Debo didn't get the ball in the fourth quarter. That's Kyle's fault. Those screens, those tunnel screens you did earlier in the game.